And there's some good things all around you all the time. Okay. So here we go. Let's talk about the week. Okay, so 13.6, 14.6, that was for today. 14.7 is the one that's going to be that you're going to do today. And then 14.8, 14.9, that is the one that everybody's going to come back with done on Thursday. And then we will have a factoring quiz on Thursday. Now, so one thing you probably should ask yourself is, am I going to be ready for that factoring quiz? If you can do this baseball player one, if you can factor that, you're in pretty darn good shape. Okay? This factoring quiz doesn't have anything to do with solving and finding x equals 4 and x equals 2, stuff like that. It just is breaking down and rewriting a product or a sum or a difference, rewriting it as a product. Okay? So rewriting it as one thing times another. Okay? And once you get practice at it, you'll be able to just do it almost as quickly as I did there. Okay? So, if you can do that, you're in good shape. Okay, so, let's take a look at it. What happened to the baseball player who was unfaithful to his wife? See the baseball reference thrown out at home? And I think that's a great policy. My wife and I, we have that same policy. If either one of us do something silly like that, then just go ahead and rent a U-Haul on your way home and start loading up your stuff. Because I think we should all demand good respect out of ourselves and those that we are with. Okay. Okay, I know you've been practicing this one for like all night now. Because this one's kind of a tongue twister. Okay? We need more people than Ethan on this one. Okay? Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, stop. Oh, that was awful. You can participate too, Ethan, you know. Okay, I said I needed more people rather than, okay, so you ready? Let's try this again. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Once upon a time, there's three witches that witch three witches, but who knows which wish, something like that. Yeah, obviously, I'm not good at that either. Okay. So here's the thing I want to do. I'm not going to take much of your time because I know we talked about a lot of this yesterday. But you got to understand where I'm coming from. If you can do this, factor. And then if you can do this, list the solutions after it's factored. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you like these ones are really pretty straightforward because there was nothing in front of like the y. Okay. But when you have something in front of the y now, let's go like this one on 10. Okay. 10. This is obviously 5. But this one right here, we've got to imagine if we have that part set equal to 0. What's the first thing we would do to solve that? -1. And then we would divide by 4. We would have to subtract 1 and divide by 4. So like this next one, we would have to add 2 and divide by 7. Here we'd have to subtract 2 and divide by 7. Well, you want to get whatever. Well, yes, yeah. So no decimals, if that's what you're asking, okay? Because this is something that hopefully this doesn't get lost on the whole thing. Is if I plug this back in, I will get 0. Because I'll demonstrate this here real quick. Because that's something I don't want to get lost on this whole thing. If I take that, -2/7 plus 2, my 7's cancel, and I have -2 plus 2 gives me 0. So then since this term is 0, well, then that satisfies the equation. Okay? Because if one of these two quantities is 0, that's a solution. Okay? So if you can do this and you can factor, you can do it today. Okay? Absolutely. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a couple from this other worksheet, and then we're going to do some harder ones. Okay? Okay. For example, let's do, what the heck, let's do number 5. Okay? So right now, we've got it set equal to 0. That's incredibly critical. If it's equal to 2, 5, 10, negative 6, x, that does us no good whatsoever. Okay? Okay, got it. Okay, so G plus minus 8, 3. First of all, is that factored correctly? You should be able to tell real quick if that's factored correctly. Negative 8, positive 3 adds up to negative 5. Okay, so yes, it's factored correctly. So are we done yet? Nope. We got to ask ourselves, what can I plug in to make this true now? First one, negative 3. Next one, 8. Because both of those are the things I can plug into each part and get 0. So what are the directions? Solve each equation by factoring, then find your solution in the answer column. Each time the exercise number appears in the code, write the letter of the solution in the space above it. So 5. So I got negative 3 and 8. That'd be L. So 5 is L. L. Okay. What's up? Do I what? I didn't know anything about this. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
So it's how genes can change. We get change, and then whenever goes to the boot camp.
Anybody else?
Ethan has big butts on it.
Actually, don't. I want him. Hold on. They open? That's one thing that now, since my wife and I are a little bit more financially set, I've really gotten to where I enjoy doing stuff like that. Was nothing, but I just bought a $60 puzzle for a guy that he was a substitute teacher at Arlington, and he loved NASA. Over his career, he took thousands of kids down to NASA after fundraising and stuff. I mean, he just dedicated his life to exposing kids to science and NASA and stuff like that. And so I found there was this wooden model of a space shuttle that kind of goes up and down and has lights and everything. And I'm like, that guy would love this. So we just delivered that to him this weekend. He was pretty excited. And the more you can serve other people and do good for other people, it really helps you out mentally, no doubt about it. Okay, so there's a couple here that are going to kind of weird you out just a little bit, and number 6 is one of them. Okay, this looks different, doesn't it? It doesn't have a number at the back. So what you've got to do, and your first job in solving anything, actually, is take out anything that you can. If I take out an m, I'm dividing both terms by m. What am I left with? M for the first one, okay, and then minus 7. So the way to check to make sure you've done this correctly is to multiply it back out and see if you got what you started with, just like we're doing with all of this. M squared minus 7m, we're golden. And then you can go ahead and find your solutions. So it'd be what? 7 for this part. What about this part? 0. 0 and 7. Okay? Excuse me. Okay? Now, the one above it is not that situation. You can still factor this one. This is the difference of two squares. So this one, you're just going to factor it with your square roots. Probably doing too much here for you, but you're here, they're not. So I'm going to do some work. Okay? So we're going to do W, W, plus, minus. And in the back, what do I put? 9 and 9. There we go. The difference of two squares, it's a difference. That's a perfect square. That's a perfect square. They're going to be conjugates of each other. Where the only thing that's different is the sign. Okay. Yeah. Would it be n? That is correct. Because what they're doing is they stated it as plus or minus 9. They just said both positive and negative 9 rather than write the 9 twice. They just put a plus or minus in front of it. Okay? Okay. I'm going to check to make sure my computer's not dying. Okay, I got plenty of battery left. Okay. So, look at the next one. This next one is adding another layer to the cake. Okay? Each worksheet's getting a little bit more difficult. On the last one, they were already set equal to 0. So you have to move things around. So that's set equal to 0. Okay? Back when you were in Algebra 1, you could go to either side. You can do that here too, but it'll make your life a lot easier if, like, say, this one, number 8, let's keep my m squared term positive. So I don't want to shoot that to the other side. I want to keep that where it's positive. Okay? So what do I have to do? I've got to get this gone. I'll zoom in a little bit again. Okay? I need to get this gone, so how do I do that? Yeah. 11 stays, and then my 14 and my 11, I cannot combine those. I have 2m squared minus 11m plus 14 equals 0. And then that's going to turn into a problem like you just did. Okay? You can factor that, and you can solve it. Okay? There's some other ones here that you need to be aware of. They're not terrible, but like on, which one? Number 5. Notice, negative x squared. You can leave that there if you want and bring everything over to that side, but my signs and what we've learned so far gets kind of thrown askew. So I would move that to the other side to get it positive. So what would that turn into for this whole thing if I move both those over?
2.
No, it's going to be, actually, since I move it over, it's going to be positive, and then plus 11x, and then plus 24 equals 0. And then you're going to go ahead and factor that. Okay, but here's the deal. And you guys get today and tomorrow. No, who's going to be gone tomorrow in here? Okay, okay. So let's go ahead and this last worksheet is going to be the hardest. There's no doubt about it. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3 of these, and we're gonna help you with the word problems. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do number 4. Okay. Okay, I've got a squareds on both sides. So what I'm gonna do is there's more over here, so I'm gonna subtract a squareds from both sides. So on the right side, they're gone. And on the left side, I have 3a squared minus 1a squared. What's that leave me?
2a squared.
2a squared. Okay, now let's do the rest. I've got to subtract this 10a. I appreciate you guys' hard work on this. And I'm left with negative 9a. And I also need to get this gone too because I got to get it set equals 0. So I'm going to subtract 11 equals 0. And then from there, you can factor solve. Number 6. Okay. Now we've got some parentheses added into the mix. What the heck's going to happen? Well, if we're moving things around, we need to know what each individual term is. So on 6, we're going to multiply this through. 5b squared minus 4b. And then I'm going to take that 12 and move it over. So I get minus 12 equals 0. So what do you have to do after that? Factor it and then solve it. Okay? Five B and B. So what you're talking about is when we start moving to the next step, 5B and B. Perfect. Good. Okay? Now let's go to the next row, 9, 10, and 11. I'm going to let you guys pick. Look at 9, 10, 11. Which one do you want me to do? 9. 9. Second vote on 9. Another nod. Another vote. Okay, so here we go. Let's do number 9. Okay. So this one, you can see why we work so hard on multiplying skills. Okay. We need to be able to multiply these, and hopefully you can just do this in your head. 4k squared. So I got 18 and I got 8 gives me plus 26k plus 36 equals 3k squared plus 11k. Okay? So we have to do that because if we're going to slide these other terms into the k squared term, my quadratic term, and my 11k term, my linear term, then we have to go ahead and get it freed up. Okay, let's see if we can do this next part in our head. What do I get on my left side after I collect my k squareds? Come on, you can do this.
K squared.
K squared. Because I subtracted 3k squares from both sides. Then what?
Plus 15k.
Why 15k? So you subtract 11k, so I get plus 15k. Plus 36 equals 0. Factor and solve. Hey, I'm going to do this one real quick. K plus 4 and 9, no. Let's think about this. 12 and 3. Yep. Because 12 and 3 gives me my 15. So my answers are negative 12 and negative 3. Oh, I'm hungry. Okay, I want to give you guys plenty of time. So I'm just going to almost just give you these last 3 equations. Okay? This one, we have one side times the other equals 84. What's that sound?
It's like the thing come up, so she has to explain on the table.
Oh, so she's just doing that? Okay, because it's just it's so rhythmic that I thought it was a machine. Because instead of like, so, okay. Okay. This one starts out as a square, and one side has 9 added to it, so it's now x plus 9. The other side has 2 subtracted from it, and the area is 102. Are they in a can or what?
No, it's like a plastic.
Oh. Oh, okay. So then the area is 102, so you'll just take those 2 times each other to get 102. Okay? This one, it started out as 3 by 10, and we're adding the same thing to both sides. So this 10 is now bigger, 10 plus x. This 3 is now bigger, 3 plus x. And it says the area is doubled. Here's my challenge for you. What's my new area? No. My new area is twice my old area. What's my old area? What's my old area? What's my old area? 30. Okay, so my new area is twice, so it's going to be 60. That times that's going to give me 60. Okay? Good. Okay, rest of the time is yours. You've got half an hour to work. Be disciplined and get it done. If you are going to be gone tomorrow, take it with you. Get together with somebody else and work your way through this and be ready to go. I would hate that we've come this far and then you get lazy on the last worksheet or two, and then it keeps you from the skill that you have to have moving forward. Yep. Yep. Okay, let's go through here. Stop this.